Oh, oh, I can't see. It's exactly what it looks like. Silly little funny thing. I was literally talking about how it is such a risky thing to cut your hair on my last video. Not the Five Nights at Freddy's one, but the short and sweet. And what did I do? I did just that. I cut my hair. But you know what's crazy? I didn't cut my hair with scissors. I cut my hair with this. There's a hair on it. You know what these are used for? For those who don't understand? They're for cutting peach fuzz off your face. And like, your face. Yeah, it's literally just like for your face. Line up your eyebrows, cut off peach fuzz. I got this little bad boy and I was like, I don't know the name. I'm trying to think of a famous hairstylist. I can only think of that one dude who's like super popular. I can't remember his name. Okay? But I thought it was him for a second and cut my hair. I had bangs before, but I didn't have like these bangs. I had curtain bangs, which is much different. And, I felt. I'll just drop my glasses. I felt mysterious. But now they look really flat right now, so I'm heating up my thingy to the case. I'm heating it. Oh, that's hot. I'm heating it up to 390, 392. And I'm gonna fix these up. I have an entire box of Reese's Puffs. I always feel so guilty when I make these videos because I'm like, they can't see what's going on around me, so it's like I have to show you guys what's going on. Like I last video told you all my eyebrows weren't real because I put makeup on my eyebrows. They're not there anymore. I washed the makeup off, but I've just been munching on these. Don't hate me for eating it out of the box. I don't care. They taste so good. I've also got my energy, my whatever you might call it. I wouldn't consider this an ASMR, but if you listen, you could just hear me talk, do my hair, and munch on stuff. So if that's considered an ASMR to you, you have fun. I mean, go do your thing. I don't care. I need to take Daryl's stocking off since it's January, but like I like putting things inside of it, like little notes and stuff. Like I'll like if I need to like remember a number or something, I'll put it inside of his stocking. I'm gonna take the headset off too. Or should I leave it on? I'm gonna take it off so y'all get your like whole thing. Now I haven't styled it yet. I just kind of cut it and then just went, And I have a really big forehead. If you haven't connected the dots, which you probably have, you've probably thought about that every time you see my videos. Dang, girl got a mad big forehead. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Listen, I did this on my own. I did it in my room with really bad lighting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the layered parts out. I'm going to grab this part. And I'm going to grab this part. Like that. I'm going to put them in the middle. Push. Ah, it's in my eye. Grab that. Put it in the middle. Now, I'm not leaving it like that. I'm literally just doing this to straighten it. Go up. Now, I don't have my old curler thing. So I just use this. I can't look y'all in the eyes when I do that because I'm afraid to burn myself. Just kidding. I got a little farther piece here. And I gotta go through like the part right here. Little part piece. Am I hitting it? Okay, there we go. Add a little bit of spice, a little bit of volume. Oh! It went in my eye. What part was that? That just went in my eye. It was this part. Okay. I'm curling up the part that went directly in my eye because I know that's gonna be my most difficult piece. And go, why don't you just cut that part shorter? No. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. Get this little piece over here to make it blend a little better. trying to make them blend a little better. I almost just grabbed that. Oh, that would have been bad. You guys watch it frizz up. Did you see that? Wait. Yeah, I licked my hand. Hate me, I don't care. Oh, the layering's bad. It looks chunky. Okay, that was my point. There's this thing where, like... Oh, wait, in my eye. Where, like, they were, like, it was, like, the bangs where you kind of, like, cut to an angle going in and make it look like a little, like, kind of like a... It just adds texture to it, so it's not just, like, straight across, you know? I don't know how to explain it. Actually, leave that on. Straighten my hair. And it was just, like, adding texture and stuff to it. And I thought it was really cute. I've done this before. Like, I've cut my hair the same way before. Or my bangs, or whatever you want to call it. Oh, look how long my hair is. Straighten, not straighten. I'm mostly going to go for the bottom, because my hair, like, waves right by the root. And it, like, tangles real bad because of the wave. Go behind my ear right here. Oh, girl. Okay, we'll go by the root back again. Try not to burn myself. Let me lift my camera back up. There we go. My vacuum cleaner! I know it's sitting on top of my cubicle, or my cube, or whatever you want to call it. And I'm sorry. But I cleaned my room again yesterday. I clean my room like once a day. And if it doesn't get bad that day, which it normally doesn't, it's normally just my bed and my nightstand that get dirty. Like on my nightstand right now, there's a bowl. I know that's not that bad, but for me that's bad. And this little area, like the area I spend my day in, that's bad. I'll do a little part real quick in the back so that I can straighten it evenly. Let me think of something. Ooh, I know. There's been a video I've been wanting to write down and take a couple tries to post, because it's not going to be a video that I can just post on one go, just because it's such a sensitive subject. There is this documentary, or like, I don't know if you'd call it documentary. I think it's a documentary because it's documenting something or someone and their life. But anywho, it's about this little girl named Natalia. If you haven't heard about it, it's on HBO. It's really big right now. That was also one of the reasons why I didn't want to do it, because like it's really big right now, and I didn't want to be that one person who just like falls into it all. But let's be honest. If I posted a case about something really boring that nobody had interest in and was not really on its peak right now, then who's gonna care? You know, nobody's gonna watch that. And it is a really interesting case, and I was like, oh, I would like to see that. It was such an interesting story. It has to do with Natalia, whom I can't like clarify the age of, because there's so many different ages that were documented on her. What was her last name? Oh, she didn't have one. I don't know what her birth last name was, but since she was adopted, and she'd been adopted by several different people, it's changed, and I think it might be about to change again. But Natalia is a little girl who has a form of dwarfism and some other disabilities, and she is shorter because of her dwarfism, and she, at the time when it all started, looks like a child. I'm just going to run by really quick. And I want to know if y'all would think it would be interesting enough to make an entire video about. just talking about the case. It's about basically about a little girl. A little girl. I put this up not because I'm saying she's not a little girl, but because some people would say otherwise. I'm just trying to be open to other people's opinions. They'd say that she was a little girl named Natalia. She was in an orphanage. She was from Ukraine. Her mother put her up for adoption. I don't remember exactly, or yeah, her mom put her up for adoption, I think when she was born. And she got adopted by this one family when she was 6 years old. And the adoption was really out of the blue. They had 24 hours to make up their mind to adopt her or not. That is a really big decision to make in 24 hours. And Natalia came from this Ukrainian orphanage that she has quite a bit of stories from. Yeah. And and I'm left-handed, so it's really hard to straighten it from the right. And she has quite a few stories from, but this family thinks they are adopting a 6-year-old girl, or five or six, I think they said 6-year-old girl named Natalia. They know they're well aware of her disabilities. The mother has, or the mother and the father both had quite a bit of money, and I think they had 3 sons. Yeah, they had 3 sons. One just happened to be a genius. I mean, he had award after award after award for how smart he was. And I'm not trying to like drown out the other kids just because they haven't won as many awards as him or whatever. I don't care about that. But I'm just trying to like make basically an overall. They were the white picket fence family. I mean, I'm not saying this because I'm like, that's the perfect family. I'm not saying this. The father himself in the documentary talks about how he had at the time it was the perfect family. And I might cut that. And everything was good, It was great. It was fantastic. Everything was cupcakes and rainbows. And where'd my thing go? They adopted Natalia from this orphanage, which they claim it was like a closed-in orphanage or something. And Natalia says otherwise, but or adoption agency, not orphanage. Ow. And they said that he says, the father says, I didn't hear the mother didn't quote anything in the documentary, so I can't say nothing about that. But on the father's part, he says that it was a closed adoption, and that he didn't meet the parents. He didn't meet the mother and father. He didn't know any of this about the parents. It was a closed adoption. And I keep putting these up because it is still not disclosed whether it was true or not. Some say it wasn't, some say it was. Natalia says it wasn't. He says it was. So it's how. I don't know. But at the moment, from what I know, correct me if I'm wrong, because I can much definitely be wrong about that. But basing off of what she said and he said, she said, he said, based off what they said, she claims it was not a closed adoption and that they met the parents, and she vividly remembers them talking in the other room before they left. He says that he didn't know anything about the parents, he didn't see them, and that he only got to see Natalia, and he remembers sitting in the room with his sons who were wearing t-shirts that they had made for Natalia saying, "Oh, we love you, Natalia, welcome home," all this stuff on them, and that they just remember peeking through the keyhole and like seeing Natalia, I think they said seeing Natalia coming through the entrance and stuff, and they said they had to do paperwork, and it was just a little bit of paperwork. Why did I have to state that? I don't know. Anywho, I need to know if I should make a video about it or not. It's about this little girl who says she's a little girl. The mother says that she's not a little girl. She's lying about who she is, and that she's actually a grown woman who wants to murder her family. It's kind of like Orphan, like that movie Orphan. It's about the mother says she's a grown woman who's trying to kill the family, and it's insane. I think it's crazy. And like they had her age changed to 22, I think, They put her out in an apartment in Fayette or Fiat. I don't remember. But they put her in this apartment by herself. Up, I think they said like 10 steps, which is a lot of stairs for somebody who has who is crippled the way she is. She talks about her entire struggle with the home and everything when she was moved into it. And at the time, I think she said she was 7.5 or 8 years old when she was put in that apartment. That's what Natalia says. She says that that's how old she was at the time, and the mother says that she was in her 20s. Now you're probably wondering, how did that get passed so easy? Like, how did they get her age changed so easy? Simple. The mother told Natalia, the adoptive mother told Natalia that she needed to tell them that she was 22 years old, so she did so, and because it's not rare for them to put the wrong age, especially if it is like a distance that they traveled from. She went from Ukraine to America. Okay, they said the birth certificates get written wrong sometimes, and yada 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 yada. So they had her age changed to 22 years old because it's not something that happens rarely. They not constantly, but it's something like they're frequently having to change birth certificates in the United States and every other place. You have to like do adoptions and stuff. And so they had her age changed to 22. They brought her out to in Lafayette. That's where it was. Lafayette, Indiana, I think. I might be wrong. But when they put her in Lafayette, the mother and the father and the 3 boys left for Canada. I'm trying to remember what they left for Canada for. But they left her in that apartment that they gave to her. But they left her in the Lafayette apartment. And the father's words were that it was the best place they could have chose. There was a GED center down the road. There was a shop that accepted her EBT card. I'm taking a snack break. But they said that it was the best place they could have chose, and all of this yada 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 yada. Because I'm saying yada yada because for him, and I'm gonna get really opinionated here, for the father who I beef with a lot because I see right through him. Oh, it's so obvious. But the father, he kind of plays this, like, victim role. And he likes to switch things around. He's like, oh, I told the truth. Okay. I don't know. I know exactly what, but I'm afraid to say some things. Because I don't want to make anybody mad with all of that. But no. Actually, I'm not going to try to make y'all mad, obviously. But basic facts, you can see a snake when they're right in front of you. The dad's kind of a snake. Why does that keep happening? Where is it? Right there? Why is it doing that? My pen keeps slipping over. Okay. Whatever. And the dad's words were, it was the best area they could have chose for Natalia. There was a shop nearby down the road, or a couple blocks down, that accepted her EBT card, so she can get food. And then there was a GED center so she could get her GED. There was a police department, and there was a suicide prevention place. I think it's just a behavioral facility or something like that. I don't want y'all to see me chewing my food, I'm sorry. And honestly, if you hear that coming from somebody not knowing the other person's side of the story, you would, why is it doing that? You'd think, yeah, that's a good place. Okay, well, he doesn't mention the, what's it called? What is it called? Something rate. It's like the criminal rate or whatever. Or the... I'll go ask my brother. I forgot. take it that he might want to be left alone right now. Okay. My ear itches. He doesn't mention the amount of stuff that happens in that area based on shootings, robberies, overall, the amount of homeless people. Because there's a homeless shelter right next to where she lives. And nothing against homeless people at all. Nothing against them. I don't know their situations. I'm not homeless. I have nothing to say about that. But in general, the crime rate? The crime rate? I think that might be the word. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. But whatever it is, it's the rate of how much stuff that happens in that area. Skyrockets. Especially for someone who cannot defend themselves. Because if she was 7.5 to 8 years old at that time, living in that apartment by herself, and there's several registered sex offenders, there are several criminals in that area, and just overall people who maybe haven't just haven't been caught yet. You know, they haven't been caught doing anything bad, so we don't know what they got going on. But they put her in that area. And even if she was a grown woman, maybe she was the age that they say she is. She's still disabled. She still cannot defend herself. Even me, any woman, any child, any woman, I don't care your height. If a 6'2" man or any man, just a bigger guy or a bigger woman, approaches you and you are smaller in size, you're overall defenseless. That is basically just human or animal or Mother Nature. The wolf eats the rabbit doesn't eat the wolf. Or is it the fox? I don't know. But that's logic. I mean, we could sit here and be like, oh, I could whip their butt all day long, but if it is bigger than you, oversized you, it's going to have more power. It has more strength. It has more control, period. That's how it works. And look at the food pyramid, or the pyramid, or whatever the frick you want to call it. If there is a bunny, there's a carrot, there's a bunny, there's a fox, there's a bear. The very bottom, you're gonna have that carrot. Then you're gonna have the bunny. Then you're gonna have the fox. Then you're gonna have the bear. The bear is the biggest. It is the strongest. It is a carnivore. It has more power, period. And her, at the time, she was that bunny. I mean, nope, she was a carrot. In the documentary or show, it shows one of her neighbors, and he's not allowed to be around children. And so if she was 7 or 8 at the time, like she claims to be, I'm not saying that she's not. I'm also not saying that she is, because I don't know. I don't know. I mean, the documentary did do like a test or something saying her age, but just in case, I'm just gonna say I don't know. Wait, what was I? Okay, I remember, I think. But if she was the age that she claimed to be at that time, living in that Lafayette apartment by herself, that's too dangerous. That's so dangerous. And if she was that age, I think that they should get for child neglect and a lot of things. That is abuse. But what all led to them placing her in her own apartment was that the husband would come home from work, and he said that he would see Natalia with her nose in the wall almost every day. His wife would be livid. I guess they would argue a lot, the wife and Natalia, and the wife was constantly asking Natalia, who are you? Who do you know? Who have you lived with before? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Because she did not believe that she was a little girl. A large amount of these times got physical. There's photos of Natalia with bruises and cuts all over her face. one of the sons admits to peeing on her bed, like peeing over her room. And then, I can't remember if it was one who admitted or if Natalia said this, but she said she was thrown down the stairs by one of them, which I think that was just something she said happened. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm saying I go off of facts. I don't go off of opinion in this part that I'm talking about. I go off opinions on a lot of things. But if I say that's what she said, not what was like proven, then that's just because I want y'all to know that I'm not saying that as a fact. I'm not saying that happened. I'm saying that was said. And I think it was Natalia. Yeah, I think Natalia said that she was thrown down the stairs, and then them peeing, one of the brothers peeing all over her belongings and all of her room, which was bodily disgusting. I think he admitted to that, and I think that's the one son who lives with his father right now. The other sons don't talk to the dad. I'm sorry, I'm hungry. You. I'll straighten your hair for you. I'm just kidding. That was said, so I'm not gonna say it was a fact. The bed peeing one was a fact because the brother did admit to that. But the throwing down the stairs, I can't remember if that was a fact or Natalia said that happened and that it has not yet been proven. Not guilty until yet proven, or until proven, or whatever it was. I'm just gonna make this video about it, just with less facts. Like, just basically gonna talk about it, about the case. If you want to see it, I think it's called Natalia Speaks or something. But if you search up Natalia's case on like Google, it'll probably pop up, or like on YouTube. Or the Curious Case. Oh, I think it's the Curious Case of Natalia. I think that's what it is. And there's like a separate one called Natalia's. Yes, okay, so there's the Curious Case of Natalia, which is the documentary that doesn't, like, it's not biased. It doesn't just, like, pick one person and favorite them in the situation. It talks about everybody and their wrongdoings and their opinions and what they've said, quoting them and stuff. And I think it is a brilliant documentary because you can't pick favorites in it. They make everybody look bad. You know? Like, there's not one action that documentary, I forgot who the director was, or whatever her name was, the lady who did all of the interviews, but she did a beautiful job. It was so good. Because, you know, in the beginning, we see the family as the victim. The adopted family. Because the way that the father talks, and the way that they talk, they make it seem that, they say that, you know, Natalia was this monster that ruined their life, tore their family apart, ruined their picket fence life, and he ended up getting divorced, losing all of his money, losing his home, losing his Lamborghini or whatever car it was. And then talks about how that this loving relationship got destroyed and that these siblings got torn apart and he can't see his kids anymore. Also, I'm not clowning on him. I'm not trying to make him look bad for losing his family. I'm just saying, I heard the tone of my voice and it sounded like I was, but I wasn't, I promise. I'm trying to describe the way it was, the way that the show made it seem in each part. I wanted to see something real quick. Oh, that's kind of cute. But, in the beginning, you know, in my opinion, the way I had seen it in the beginning, I felt so bad for this family. Which is crazy because, you know, how easily people can victimize themselves. That is insane to me. Someone can be in the complete wrong. But if you only hear it from their point of view, everybody else is a monster. Oh, my brother's on the phone. Anyhow, in the beginning, you feel really bad for the family. I felt, I keep saying you, I don't know how you're going to feel when you watch it. I can't predict that. But how I felt in the very beginning, I felt really bad for the family. I pitied them because it sounded terrible. They said that Natalia, the mother claimed that Natalia was like, saying she was going to kill the family. She said that Natalia tried to poison her with cleaner. I think it was called Speck or something, but she tried to poison the mother with cleaner by pouring it in her coffee. She also said that Natalia had knives under her bed. And what really caught me off guard in the beginning, which I can't see this as something bad, I just can't. I can't. You can't get me to. I just can't. Because even the family didn't see it as something bad in the beginning. When they first, this is kind of nasty. I say it's kind of nasty, not because I'm saying, ew, she's gross for being human. I'm saying it's kind of nasty because it's not something I would normally talk about on my YouTube channel. But in the beginning, sorry, in the beginning, the father says he and his wife claim that when they were giving her a bath, when she, I think it was like the first week she came or whatever, or that night, I don't remember, but when they brought her home to give her a bath, the father said that he heard a scream coming from upstairs. And it wasn't like a scream of excitement, but a scream of I'm scared. Or not a scared, but like a come here right now. I think that's what he said. He says he bolted upstairs. And the mother was just in shock looking down. And he looks down to see what she was looking at. And he said that Natalia, this claimed 6-year-old, or was she 5? I think she was 6 years old. I don't know. She was 5 or 6. Said that she had a whole head of downstairs pubic hair. They said that she had a whole head of pubic hair. And I was like, that's insane. Now, knowing her disabilities and stuff, I am no one to judge. Because I don't know, I don't have a clue if maybe she just had a disability that made that happen. So I'm not gonna judge her for that at all. And Natalia says she claims that she did not notice body hair on herself until she was older. I think she said like 10 or something, or 9 or 10. And so I'm not gonna be like, oh, you're wrong. So they might be lying. I mean, they might have just said that just to make Natalia look bad. But if it is true, how are you gonna judge her for that? I mean, maybe she was 6 years old, and you're sitting here asking her all these questions that she doesn't even understand. It just doesn't make sense to me. Sorry. Then they were later on to say that Natalia, the mother later on said that her husband got home from work, and the mother was like, she was like, oh my gosh, look at this, and she had found like bloody socks and bloody underwear that Natalia had thrown out her window. Natalia says she claimed that this didn't happen, but the father and the mother says that it did. This stuff is so good. I'm sorry. It's French onion dip. I'll have chips, so I'm dipping saltine crackers in it. Had chips. Brother ate them all. Anywho, yada yay. The mother claims, I added claims because I don't know this for a fact, because Natalia says one thing, they say the other. The mother claims that Natalia had started her period, and she said that Natalia said that she was hiding it. And I think they have it on recording. But Natalia also says that the mother told her to say these things. So, like I said, it's a lot of he said, she said situation, you know? Excuse me? And, which is really difficult, because they constantly talk about how there's just so much lying, there's no truth. They don't know who's telling the truth, because everybody's saying something different. So at the end of the day, in this case, the only thing you have is facts. Because no matter how many times you ask Natalia, no matter how many times you ask the mother and the father, the family, everything's going to come out different. Everybody's going to be trying to cover their rear end. Anywho, but after they said that they weren't really concerned about the pubic hair. They said that the period was really concerning, and Natalia says that's kind of where it kind of like really hit the fan. The mother was like getting on top of Natalia and beating her, not like just slapping, which I'm not justifying. That's not okay. You don't slap your kids. I don't care what any of y'all say. You can get so mad at me for that. You don't slap a kid. You do not make contact, palm to face, with a child. That's not okay. You are an adult. Don't do that. If you spank your kid, that's one thing. For like a valid reason, if you spank your kid, I'm not here to judge for that. That's your kid. But contact to the face, contact to anywhere but spanking territory, I don't see that as okay. I don't think a parent's hand should go anywhere near their kid's head, their kid's neck. Now, if your kid's like being a nuisance in the store or something, and you like grab their arm to hold them next to you while you're walking so they don't go running around the store, okay. I mean, don't grip so hard you're gonna bruise them. Like, you gotta, I understand you gotta do what you gotta do as a parent. If your kid's acting up in Walmart and you just can't control them, and you need to like get something, you can't just leave. You can't leave them in the car. I understand holding them by the arm, or like holding their hand, but don't squeeze it so hard that your kid is gonna be scared of you. I don't believe that when you have a child, you're supposed to be a parent, not a friend. You know, I get that. But that doesn't mean be an abuser. Don't hurt your kid. Don't hate your kid. Just don't. No in right circumstance should your hand go across a child's face. Natalia was 6. She claimed to be 6. The adoption agency said she was born in 2003 at the time. Or at the time. Yeah, stuff changed. But she says she claimed to be born in 2003. She says she was 6 at the time. Or 7. I think she was 6. And the mother was beating her. Like the way you would beat a grown woman. Or like a grown man. Like the way a man would fight another man. Or the way a woman would fight another woman. Full contact. The dad. I'm not even going to say this is wrong. Because Natalia says this happened. And the father claimed to this happening. But he also says that they are both victims in this situation. So, whatever. But the father claims that Natalia would be on the ground, on her back, or whatever position, and the mother would be on top of her. I mean, just laying them down. His exact thing, he was like on his knees. I'm not going to do it because he made himself look like a fool doing that. He looked like a fool, like a child. I swear, people sometimes. I just, that father, yeah, you're probably wondering, I've been beefing with that dad this entire time. That man. Because he's not a man. He's a little boy. He was a child. He acted like a child. He was so extra. He was so out there. And he drew so much attention to himself. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. The way he was acting was out of hand. My hair is so long. Owie, it burnt me. It's karma. It's a sin to hate, but I'm sorry, Lord. That's why I burnt my finger. It was karma. Just kidding. But, sorry. Anywho, the father was on the ground. On the ground. He was like, lower your camera. Lower the camera. Let me show you. This might be graphic for some. Gets on all fours on the ground. Like, on the ground. Gets on his knees. Faces down. And just, with his arms. Like, yelling and just... You could have just said that she was on top of her. Hitting her. You didn't have to get on all fours on television. I mean, sure. I mean, that did you something. That drove a lot of attention to your side. And a lot of people probably got a hoot out of watching that. So, I mean, he's getting attention, but he's getting negative attention. And there's people who look for that, I know. Come on, man. You just looked like a dork. I get he was trying to explain how serious the situation was. But how can I take him, like, anybody serious when they're on the ground on all fours? Out of breath. This is not funny. I'm sorry. But I was watching that, and I was like, really? with all of this going on, you could have acted a little bit professional about the situation, because he wasn't. He was acting like a child. He was acting like almost like he was at a therapy session, because the case being about Natalia, he talked a lot about himself, and I understand that he had to put up with the mother too. But the things that happened to Natalia, the things that he admitted to happening to Natalia, and the brother admitted, like peeing all over her room. I didn't even mention this. The mother pepper sprayed Natalia one time. Well, they said twice. Pepper sprayed her as a child, as claimed to be a child at the time. Pepper sprayed her. Like I said, spanking a kid is one thing. Taking control of the situation as an adult is one thing. Pepper spraying a child? That's a whole nother. That is an entire case on its own. Like when he said that the mother beat her in this stuff, I was like, oh, wow, that's wow. That's horrible. Why would you hit a kid? But in the mother's eyes, she was an adult, and it makes me wonder: was the mother delusional? Like maybe Natalia was not an adult, and the mother believed that she was an adult because she was delusional. Maybe the mother was delusional. Maybe. But that's something that I can't like predict because I'm not a psychologist or however they figure that out. I can't say it. The mother can. I can't. That's not like I don't know. I have nowhere that I'm not in the shoes to say that. But like it makes you wonder what set it off the most. Maybe it was just the pubic hair and the period. Maybe that drove the mother insane enough to say and do all of these things, trying to get her to admit to being an adult. Maybe she was an adult. Maybe this is one of those situations where the victim is being seen as the enemy, and the enemies are being seen as the victims. Maybe the father or the daughter and the father, maybe Natalia and the father are the bad guys. Maybe. Like, there's so many maybes in this situation. Because it can be taken in so many different ways. Maybe Natalia was just this little Ukrainian girl who got adopted, was so happy to be part of this family as she claims, so happy to finally have a family after being sent back from her old family. Maybe. Maybe this family, this mother who was so excited to adopt her, got her. Natalia ended up being a grown adult woman, and the father ended up playing into it, and they convinced the mother she was crazy and convinced everybody else that she was crazy and she was the abuser. Maybe that was the situation. But like I said, this is one of those things that there's so much she said, he said, there's no telling. And it could be that they're all crazy. Like, maybe they're all crazy as a little team. I don't know. But what I do know, facts-wise, is, Natalia, on her birth certificate, 2003. She could also be a lie. Because in the adopting world, oh, my eyeball. What just happened? Why is it doing that? Stop. I'm not Officer Hops. Why was it doing that? When I think of Officer Hops, I immediately think of a side part that goes like, you know? I should have cut it shorter. Let's see if my scissors were in here. I was just gonna like trim it up with my Scissors. Oh, it's because it's like going to the side here. Where's my brush? I'm just like sitting here frying my hair. More and more. I need to get my hair thinned again. You guys see how dry my hair is? After I did that 4-day mask on it. Anywho, back to what we were talking about. The Curious Case of Natalia. Definitely curious. You know, all the accusations that were made, and that was hot. I burnt myself. Everything that was said, everything that was done that I don't know of, that nobody knows of, and that we're just waiting for it to come out in the wash. That's a lot. Good Lord, have mercy. Get this right here. That was a lot. And if this is all just because this mother wanted to start something, oh, she started something for sure. She got all that attention she wanted, and the father clearly wanted something, because nobody just gets on all fours in the middle of an interview to act out an event if they're not craving some form of attention. You can get mad at me for that one, but I really don't care, because let's be real, a grown man should not get, okay, maybe a child, because kids have imaginations, and they do things, you know, to express themselves, and all that good stuff. But a grown man on all fours on the floor, when he literally could have just said, yeah, she got on top of her, and she was like hitting her like this and like that. Rather than all that extra stuff, it was embarrassing. I felt the embarrassment come off that, the secondhand embarrassment. Like, maybe not do that. Maybe not. Sorry, I was swooping that so that one side doesn't like. Oh yeah, you like that? Maybe he thought. Maybe he thinks. Maybe the father thinks that like. If he's really extra, maybe they told him. Yeah, maybe they told him that he should hey, be real dramatic. It draws the attention in. It adds a lot of emotion to it. Well, honey, they were lying. It did draw a lot of attention, but not in the way you want it, because you look goofy. Oh, girl. Sorry. He looked silly Billy. Not it. Not it. Oh, why did it do that? Good Lord. Why is it doing that? I don't know what his intentions were with that, but I thought it was really extra. And if you watch the documentary, you're going to know what I'm talking about, because you can't miss that scene. You can't miss it. And how dramatic they made that scene was insane. It's insane. And I don't really watch those like crime documentaries and stuff. I watch this one girl named Sabrina something on YouTube who does like crime. She does makeup and murder or whatever, makeup, murder, mystery stuff. And love her channel so much, because she has so much enthusiasm when she talks. She only talks facts, and she's cool. She's just cool, you know. She's just cool. Oh, girl, no. She's just cool. I like her channel. Anywho, I don't know what their intentions were with that, but I don't normally watch like crime and stuff. Like shows, like actual television shows, because I don't care much for it. Like I listen to podcasts and stuff, and like little YouTube channels about it, because it's interesting to listen to while I do my makeup or my hair or something. You know, but girl, what did it do that for? Some stuff they did. Sorry. Okay. Like I did it right. Whatever. Some stuff that they did was so extra. What am I even talking about? I got so off track, but back to the thing on where this all started after they adopted her. When they adopted her, they took her home. They claimed that they saw pubes on her. They claimed that the mother claims that while the father was at work, and Natalia was throwing her underwear and socks covered in blood out of the window, figure out she was on her period. This was a claim, by the way. And then the mother began beating Natalia, saying that Natalia was trying to kill the family and all this stuff. Said she put knives on her bed. Said she poisoned her coffee. Well, she said knives on her bed, knowing that the mother was abusing her, could have been well out of self-protection. Like I said, it's all he said, she said. But then there was an event afterwards, which also is a he said, she said situation because there's been so many different claims on it. It was one of the son's birthdays, and he really liked cows. Cows are cute. I don't blame him. He really liked cows. And so the family took him to this one, creamery or something. And it's a place you go, it's like, milk cows and stuff. And in the very beginning, they said that you have to sign a contract, about the electric fences that they have up. Just in case you get shocked or whatever. The mother and father claim that Natalia was so excited to sign that contract. So they're doing their little walk, and Natalia says her feet hurt, which is understandable. Even if it wasn't because of this, because people's feet hurt. Duh. Natalia says that she had the wrong shoes on at the time, and it made her feet were hurting really bad. She wanted to sit back. Well, the mother and the father were saying, "Oh, well, you're not going to ruin his birthday." And the mother goes, "I'll just stay with her. Y'all go and continue on." The three sons and the father began hiking up this thing, and Natalia's left with the mom. Well, from the dad's perspective, he says that he heard a scream. And then he heard sirens, and he immediately knew. His claim on this specific event had changed twice, so I'm saying the most recent event he claimed. He said he immediately knew it was Natalia once he heard the scream and the sirens. So him and the boys were running back, because it was quite a bit of a while. When they got back, they said that Natalia was yelling, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you, you dumb B-word. Oh, you're dead. I want her to dead. I'm gonna kill her." All of this stuff, man. And then the mother claimed that Natalia was trying to push her, or the dad claims that he saw Natalia trying to push her into the electric fence or whatever. That was his first accusation. The second accusation was that he saw Natalia being put into the ambulance, yelling that she was gonna kill her and stuff. But one of the employees who was on site when this happened said that he doesn't remember Natalia screaming or anything. He doesn't remember anybody saying they were gonna kill anybody or anything. So, like I said, it's really he said, she said. And I think it was after this event, correct me if I'm wrong, it was after this event that Natalia, she got an ambulance and they sent her to a mental facility or behavioral facility, I don't remember. And since, I don't remember why, I don't know if they had her age changed at this moment, but they put her in this adult unit, and they said that they made the parents come pick her up, because they said that, and I'm quoting what the parents say, the parents said that they had to come pick Natalia up because Natalia was being provocative with the men. I shouldn't have to get in detail. She was being provocative with the men there. That's what they said. So she was talking about all this spicy stuff in front of them. And she was just getting on top of the tables and putting on little shows for them and stuff. That's what the parents claim. I don't think there was enough evidence on that, but there was food all over my tongue when I opened my mouth just now. Sorry about that. I'm eating. What do you expect? I have to finish this all by the end of the night. I'm sorry. All of this. And because I haven't drank much more water today. But do I look good with glasses? With this, with my way my hair, with the way my hair is cut, does it look good with glasses? That made my head look big. Anywho. Parents claim that they had to come pick her up because she's the doctor, hospital, or whatever that's called, said that she was being provocative with the men, being real flashy, offering money for spicy time, and all of this stuff. They were saying a lot. Why does it look like that? They were saying a lot. And, you know. My camera makes my bangs look so bad. Because, like, my hair is so light. Like, there's hair right here. But yeah, did you see it part? My hair is so light you can't see it in my lighting. What if I turn this off? You can see less of my details, which makes me feel better. But, claiming she was being provocative with the men, they came picked her up. And the father claims that no facility would take her. And that they said that she was, a sociopath. Just something you can't change. Or fix, or whatever. And I'm not gonna eat any more of this dip because I'm chunky. 1 second. I have so many crumbs on my chair. That's insane. Okay, I'm gonna plug in a separate light because it sets the like orange kind of, you know. That did nothing for me. I'm just gonna move this. How you doing? 1 sec. Anywho, lamp. Bring that right here. Does that not make it look more serious? It's like a yellowy. Ooh, we getting fancy. We getting fancy. Okay. Sorry. Get this out of here, bruh. I don't like this light anyways. It's ugly. It's so white. This is what I've been using. But I hate it. So I'm going to leave the lamp up there. Looks better. Anywho. Father was just, they wouldn't take her. They said she was a sociopath. And he talks big. He talks big. He's a big old talker. Which annoys me in some people. Especially in those kind of situations. Talking a lot, buddy. Talking too much. And he was making all these accusations on her about some stuff, and he just talked big. But anywho, makes the point. He said that all this stuff was happening, and so the parent or the mom was like, okay, I give up. We're done with her. I forgot exactly why they moved to Canada. But after all of this, they take her to Lafayette, find her an apartment. The second they find her apartment, they said that they left her. They left for Canada. The dad says that the wife was like, you pack your stuff. Me and the kids are on our way to Canada. We will see you there. What do I do with my hairbrush? Oh, it's right there. They head to Canada. I went far too I went ahead too far. They head on to Canada. I keep jumping straight to that. The mother said that she got her set up at the GED center, or the husband said that they got her set up at the GED center, and got her a little food or EBT card. left her in this Lafayette apartment, which they said had no electricity. And by they, I mean Natalia and her mother coming, her new adoptive mother, that I'm going to talk about in a minute. And they said that they left her in this apartment with an EBT card, which happened to be the perfect area because there was a place that accepted her EBT card. There was a police department. There was a facility for the mentally ill. There was her GED place. I think I already said that. Whatever. Parents Company was the perfect spot. But the crime rate there was insane. And they put her here. All right, you know. And then they skedaddled to Canada. I don't remember why, but they did. And a couple days go by, and the parents, or a couple while go by, and I don't remember how while. Sorry, there's crumbs in my chair. I'm sorry. I'm a messy eater. But the parents said that they got a call from the GED center that she was going to. And they said, "Have you heard anything from Natalia? We haven't heard anything from her." And the parents are like, "What?" Mother starts blowing up her phone. Blowing up her phone. And then the mother gets a call from the GED center saying, "Oh, never mind, we found her." My phone just resetted itself. That's weird. Um, the I really like my bangs. Sorry. I didn't think I was gonna like them, but I do like them. But the GC was like, "Oh yeah, we found her. She's staying with da da da, Mrs. Mans." I say Mrs. Mans. Her last name is literally Mans. Um, I think Mrs. Mans was at the GED center when she met her, and she was staying with Miss Mans and Mr. Mans at the time and their family. And they said that they took her food stamp card and they bought a ton of food with it, and then Natalia moved in with her. The mother was not happy. They're like, "Oh, well, you need to be staying in your apartment." But the mother couldn't do much about it. She said that she had her age changed to 22 years old. So technically, she did not have control over her as a person. So she can't be like, "Come home," and then Natalia be like, "Nuh-uh." She can't get her as a runaway. She's an adult. Right? So smart. She's an adult. She can't get her as a runaway. Since she is now known as an adult. So now she can just sit there and roll around in her little pig mess of a. Can't do nothing about it. Too bad. But Natalia is now staying with his family. I've been recording for over an hour, but whatever. Um, Natalia is now staying with the Mans, Mr. and Mrs. Mans and their family. And Natalia doesn't want to talk to her adopted mother. And finally, the Mrs. Mans was like, "Okay, just answer the phone. Just answer your phone. Answer the call. Put it on speakerphone. And if she says anything or does anything, I'll just hang up for you, and we won't have to deal with it." She says, Mrs. Mann said that when she answered the phone, the adoptive mother was going ape. She said she was yelling, and she was saying all this stuff, and she was bashing down Natalia. She said it went on for a while. She wouldn't let Natalia get a word in. To the point, Mrs. Mans just hung up the phone. I don't blame you. You don't have to talk to her. No one's forcing you to talk to her. You hang up that phone, baby girl. You do it. You do it. No one. She can't do a thing about it. She can't hold your phone there and make you not hang up. So I thought that was a pretty cool power move there. And not thinking about the situation, just that in general was a pretty cool power move. Anywho, hung up the phone. Mrs. Mans now does not have a good look. She never had a good look on the adopted parents in the first place. You know, they leaving her daughter, who Mrs. Mans knew, or she thought at the time, she's like, there ain't no way you're 22 years old. And then Ty was like, "Well, I was born in 2003. And she's like, "So you're only like 8, 7.5, 8. She's like, "Oh no. Those are terrible parents for leaving you in that apartment all alone, disabled, around that area." Whoa, did you see that? Look. My hair frizzed up. And a lot of ill feelings there. A lot of ill feelings towards adoptive parents. And then this was the case is finally going on. The parents can't do nothing about it, and they're going against the mans, and the mans are going against them. Well, it's really they're going against Natalia, and Natalia has the mans. So, you know, they're dealing with this right now. They're having to deal with the case, and near the end of the show, I think they might be releasing new episodes. I really hope they are because I didn't get a full answer. Um, if y'all like this, I'll post a part 2 if they come out with more episodes explaining it all. But the mans they finally they tell the father that he is out of the wind, that he can't be charged with anything. And so all of the case directs straight to Natalia and the mother. Um so the mans begin adoption on Natalia to turn her into one of the mans. Now that the court is somewhat justified on the father part. So there's like the air has been thinned a little bit until they find more. And okay, but what? So they begin to adopt her. They go to court. They get her last name turned to man. She's now adopted by the mans. And right after they adopted her, I think it was 6 months after, a phone call gets from the mans. It's recorded, and it's both the mans, Mrs. and Mr. Mans, saying Natalia is not the person she says she is. She's a backstabber. She backstabbed us. She's crazy. We want her out of our house, and all of this insane stuff. Right after they adopted her, 6 months after they adopted her, which I consider right after, since it's such a big thing, saying that, well, she's a backstabber, and that I see. Sorry, my hair's in my eye, and that, oh Lord have mercy, and that Natalia is not it. Period. Just kidding. And so, I'm telling you, it looks so good on my side, but it don't look good on your side. And so, anywho, and so that's when it ended. Yeah, leave me on a cliffhanger. Talk about people who were on her side this entire time. Switchity, saying she's crazy and stuff. Saying Natalia is not the person she is. Said she is. And then bam, it ended right there. And I was like, no! I was so excited to figure out what happened. I was on my tippy toes. But then they said, bam, wham, thank you, ma'am. And I was like, oh no. So now I'm waiting for a part 2. And I'm going to check actually right after I finish this video if there's a part 2 up yet. Or part 2, another episode. And I hope y'all like my bangs now. I hope you enjoyed that. If you didn't, I know I said I was going to make a separate video talking about that, but I ended up just talking about that because the sitting here and doing my hair and just talking about random stuff, this thing I ended up talking about was Natalia. But if you would like to watch it, it's on HBO called The Curious Case of Natalia. And there's another thing called Natalia Speaks. If I were you, I would start with The Curious Case of Natalia. It's really good. I think it's like 2 or 3 seasons, but they're short seasons. It goes by really fast if you enjoy it. I hope you choose to watch it so that you can join along with me on this little journey of the man's Natalia and her family, her adopted family, and her past adopted families, and as lost as I am about this case, because it's crazy. It's crazy, and I'm lost. I'm super duper lost. But basically, it is a he said, she said case because nobody is like we don't know who's telling the truth. You know, there's so many things that could be lies, so many things that could be true that we just don't know because everybody's saying something different. It's like I don't know. It's crazy. I hope y'all enjoyed that. I hope somebody ends up watching this all the way. But have a good one. I will talk to y'all later. I'll put a part 2 up. If there's more episodes. It probably won't be as long as this one. It'll probably only be like 30 minutes, 25, 30 minutes because I don't know. You'll figure it out. I hope y'all enjoyed this though. This is new compared to what I normally talk about and post about. I normally post video game videos or like just talking. But this case was insane, and it felt necessary to talk about. So I hope y'all are enjoying yourselves. I hope y'all had a good day. I hope you have a good week because I don't know how long it's gonna take for me to post again. Probably not that long. I talk a lot. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I hope you like my bangs, and I hope y'all are interested in the case. Like I said, if you want to watch it, it's called The Curious Case of Natalia. And that's about it. I hope you all have a good day. Bye bye.